Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Tish Bouvier, and this is the last day in March, and I was able to get February and March in this chunky boy. It's chunky Chuck to chunky. I gave my notebook a name. So yeah, I want to show you how I used this for the past 2 months and totally threw everything that I initially done out the door. So my goal is to minimize, going into April. This is was cool for my everyday carry. I have everything in here. I want to downsize to just maybe two inserts. We're gonna see for the month of April. Let's talk about this one first. Now, I've been using this one for a while, and let's see what I have in here. I still have my vinyl canvas um, folder. I guess that's what you consider it to be. It opens up, have pockets here. I got this off of Amazon. It's not the Traveler's name brand, but it's pretty cool. I noticed that I have my two fortune ticket, fortune cookie tags in here. One said, "Your next Chinese meal will bring you more cookies." No stuff, Sherlock. But I kept it because it has lucky numbers that you can play in the lottery or whatever if you want to. So I just kept it. Anything can go in here. You can keep receipts, little notes, or whatever you need. And then with this flap, you can keep whatever you need in here as well. And in between this canvas, I have my two inserts. I have the calendar for 2025, and I have just the regular dotted grid, which I like. And this canvas has a zipper, so the zipper is pretty cool. You can put some cash in here, your credit cards if you feel comfortable enough. I have my medical cards in here, and little notes that are really important is in here. So, okay. So I have my 2025 calendar. I have some stickers that I made. Let me show you what I have. I ended up purchasing an Ivy Canon thermal printer, and it's really nice. I have the round stickers, paper, and the square photo paper. And yeah, I really like this. And yeah, I have fun with this. So yeah, that's all I have to say for that one right now. But anyway, I printed out Utori, which is my word of the month. I talked about that the last time I did a video, and procrastinating. I wrote these little stickers out because I'm always drinking coffee. Um, you have your calendars, which is cool. You can always reflect back to for 2025 and 2026. I didn't do anything with this, but for the month of April, I'm thinking about recording either the laps that I walk or my blood pressure, or maybe both. I don't know. Just scratch this off and make double April, or I don't know, but that's what I want to record over here. And I think you can do something for each month. I wanted to do new words, a word of the day. I wanted to do my blood pressure, but I didn't do that. So for sure for April, I'm gonna do either the laps or the time that I spend walking, because I'm really gonna focus on my health for the month of April and my blood pressure. So that's what I would do. And yeah, and I'm going to continue to use this calendar until the end of the year. I actually started using this in March because initially I was making my own monthly calendar, but I realized, oh, that was a little time consuming. And I have so much on my plate right now with mom being sick and me trying to get my first book finished, completed, and ready for pre order. So I just decided to use this. It's already made. I can just jot down the highlights of the day or what's most important that I need to write for each day and just reflect back on. For March, I wrote my goals at the top and my focus at the top as a reminder, when I come back to each day and write something in the days or whatever. So yeah, I was gonna focus on health that month, but I didn't. Shame on me. But that's okay. That's okay. And look at my stickers. I have not stickers. These are stamps. First time using stamps. I have my favorite Pokemon, which is Jigglypuff, and the little stamp comes with it, the ink pad, and the stamp. So, which is cool. You can just take a little stamp. Ta-da! Look at that. How convenient can that be? So, I'll probably get some of these. I'm going to the Little Craft Festival at the end of April, and they're going to have some of everything. And the main reason I'm really going is because the travel company will be there, and I'm going to have a field day. So, this is for the month of March, and then I have a little sticker for April and Little Craft Fest. It's a 3-day event for April. I have my tickets for Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure about Sunday yet. And let's see, in the back, you have some extra pages. I meant to use this as my future log in this um, book, and I probably still will use it for April, starting with April. I forgot about it. If I had my little tabs on here on the edge, I would have remembered. And I'm thinking about using these last few pages as my top 100, like they have in the Hobonichi. So we'll see. So that's my 2025 monthly insert. And this is my dotted grid. I love the dotted grid insert. And I was using this as everything in here. Planning my days, my commonplace is just a mixture of everything. And then again, I have my word of the year. Again, Utori. I made a sticker out of that. And I also wrote down what it means. I talked about that in the previous video. It's referring to having mental, emotion, and physical breathing room in various contexts. Like in everyday life, it's like a mindset of taking things at a comfortable pace and allowing time for relaxation and personal growth. So that's my word of the year, and I can always reflect back to it when I feel like I'm overburdened or stressed out with so much to do. I can just slow things down and smell the roses. And this is how I did my February month since I already had this calendar. I didn't see the need of duplicating it again. So on this page, I have like my focus for the month and my goals for the month and my to-do list. It's just a brain dump of things I know I need to do. I just write it off on here. And once I complete it, I just come back and scratch it off. Some things I didn't mark out because I didn't do, and that's okay because can't do everything. And I was going to have a book page, but I decided just to write down what I'm reading at that current time or that moment in time. And the first book I read for the year was Murder at the Bookstore by Ellie Alexander. I wrote down my little review, gave a little cute sticker. And for this one here, since I had that extra space for March, I read Kate and Frida, a novel of friendship, food, and books by Kim Fay. This is a wonderful book. I truly enjoy going back before internet, and it was written in letters, and it was so good, so good. And this is how I did my dailies. You know, I started this on the 15th, Saturday on the 15th. Just wrote the day and the date and wrote down what I needed to do and marked it off. And I try to take these one day at a time. You know, I didn't pre-plan. It was when the day come, I just wrote down what I need to do and just, took my time without really having any formal schedule. I was very flexible and sometimes my mind was all over the place. So this is what was on Sunday, and then there was extra notes. And then I called myself journaling whatever thoughts I was having for that particular day. And that's how I went forward in this here uh, insert. I added stickers and look, look, look. Can y'all see what that say? instead of me saying it, I just had a sticker to say what I was feeling. And I found myself journaling a lot. And it's usually whatever I'm feeling or going through that particular day, I will journal. And that helps a lot because I didn't need pages and pages and pages. And I can actually go back and reread everything I wrote because it's such a small little book. I think it's only 65 pages in here. There's another sticker I made with the Ivy Canon. I was going to binge watch Spy Family, but I didn't. I only watched 4 episodes. And then these are my favorite go to Bible verses. I've been going through a lot for the past couple of months, and I'm on X and I followed the Bible, and it was like these scriptures start calling my name. Whatever situation I was experiencing at the time, the scripture was right there in my face, like Proverbs 29:11. Fools vent their anger, but the wise quietly hold it back. And I found myself fussing and complaining and venting and just just upset about so much, you know? And this here made me realize I need to stop that. Why do I need to bring everybody else into my uproar? It didn't make any sense. That was wasted energy. And sometimes when you're really upset, you tend to say the wrong thing, and I didn't want to be like that. So yeah, I can always go back to these scriptures. In Jeremiah 29:11, God has already handled what you're worrying about. I never considered myself a worrier until my mom got sick, and I was worrying about things in the future, like months and months ahead of time. And it was hard for me to sleep at night. So this is another one of my go-to scriptures that I can read, reflect, memorize, and just have it there to remind myself it's okay. Now, these are methods to practice your Tory, since that's my word of the year. And I do want to slow down and simplify things. And that's what I did with this passport size, a traveler's notebook. I simplified a lot of things. I practice mindfulness and I embrace leisure and creativity. And you don't have to have stickers. I like stickers, and I found joy in using certain stickers in certain places in my journal. Usually, I will add the stickers maybe at the end of the week, but usually not at that particular moment. But right here, I did. This is like my brainstorming sticker. So I'll brainstorm a podcast. I also have some principles of Stoicism in here that I love the Stoics. So I took some of the things, principles, and wrote it in here. I can always reflect on. I did some doodling. I was said, well, let me try doodling again. So on some of these pages, I was just doodle. It doesn't matter when, where. I would just have a little fun, just, getting lost in the doodles and embracing the creativity of this journal. Here's another long journal entry. And I found journaling in these little small inserts was so helpful because I wasn't intimidated or fearful of that big blank page where I had these little tiny pages. And when you start writing, everything comes out. So that's how I did that for that month. And then we go into the month of March. I wrote down my focus again for the month of March and my goal, and again my to do list. And I went back at yesterday and just scratch out things that I did already. You can wait to the end of the month, end of the week, or whenever you feel like it, no set time. And then I use a stamp. I wanted to try this for a while. It's only thing about it is a little tedious because you don't get ink on your hand, but you have to fix the date on here and then stamp it. So I tried it for a little bit, got tired of it. So this was March the 1st. This is another sticker from my Ivy Canon printer. I really like that. I had some fun with that. Another long journal entry. Yeah, this was like 3 pages, so it was okay. Uh, this was March. Like I said, these stickers here express my mood or whatever I'm feeling. And it's bad, but because I don't curse, but these stickers says enough for me. So yeah. And I have fun. I like that. I really like journaling in here as well as keeping notes and my agenda for the day, my tasks. This is the workshop that I'm going to be attending at the Little Craft Fest at the end of April. So there's a workshop on Friday for fountain pens. Y'all, I have matured a little bit. Remember my erasable pen? Now, let me tell you, if it gets hot enough in the heat or outside writing, it will disappear. But you take that piece of paper, and I tried it, put it in the freezer, your ink will reappear. Not as dark, but reappear enough that you can read it. So, but I'm moving past that because I was writing, doing my outline with this here ink for my next book. And I started thinking I would just be totally upset had my ink disappeared, my writing disappeared, even though I could put it back in the freezer, but you have to take each individual page, maybe leave it in the freezer about 15 to 20 minutes, and the ink will come back. But I moved up to Paper Mate, Ink Joy gel pens, and I like the Boulder pen, this point 7. And purple and black are my favorite colors. So yeah, erasing and stuff like that, I don't even care about my mistakes anymore. I have matured. So anyway, this is my schedule. I'm going to a basic fountain pen because I want to learn to use a fountain pen. I'll learn everything I can about a fountain pen before I make that big purchase. And then this is the basic, and on Saturday they're gonna have Beyond the Basics. And then the Traveler's Notebook, the Traveler's Company will be there. They hosting a workshop that I'm gonna attend to on Saturday. So I'm really, really excited about that. So since I said I was going simple, want things real quick and easy, when I went to the little craft store, I found this little stamp, and it's like a weekly stamp. So I figure, well, I can use this and just jot down what's most important that I need to be reminded of for that particular day. And I just stamped. I wrote the week, March the 10th through the 16th, week 11, and just put your own date in here. And yeah, I found that so convenient, and I used this here olive color ink. Is acid free, permanent, waterproof. They didn't have black, so I liked it. I liked the olive color, so that was fine. And then that's my Jigglypuff, my favorite Pokemon. So this comes with the little ink pad and everything that you need right there in one. So yeah, I know I'm gonna have so much fun when I go to that craft fest. Got my money saved up. I'm not sure what I want to purchase outside of Tropolis Company, but I know I'm gonna look at everything and just sort through. And yeah, I'm gonna have a field day. And this was another ink stamp that I purchased, and it's called the Matchbox stamp, and it's like in a little matchbox. It has lemonade, sundae, and coffee, and you have to have your own ink. But this is kind of cute. I thought this was really cute to add to my little notebook. And again, it's in olive, and I just wrote down, my thoughts about it. And this was my 61st birthday, March the 7th. I wasn't feeling, I was feeling I was into my feelings, put it that way. So I journal about that. And this was March the 17th, St. Patty's Day. And she noticed I skipped 10 days, which is okay. That's fine. I wasn't set to write in here every day, which is okay. And I let go of that strict rule I had for myself, thinking I had to log in something every day in my journal, but I didn't. And then I ended up writing a lot. I was going through some issues again. And I used my stamp for this week. And oh, yeah, This was a song by Doechii. I don't know if I'm not gonna try to sing it. I tried to sing it, earlier, and it was just wow, but I love the lyrics, so I wrote down the lyrics to that one. And here I was in a webinar. So, like I said, this is not only just my planner, but it's like catch all. So, I went to a webinar with 540 with Stephanie Miller. She talked about developmental edits, and I jot down the most important notes I needed to know in here. And notes for my newsletter. That was my biggest project for the month. Was my newsletter, getting it done, and I did it. I was so proud of myself. Let's see, over here, I brainstorm. Oh, more things for my newsletter and how to really promote it to my audience. And what is, oh, this is my mom, information about my mom. And forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah, more promotion for my newsletter. And this was so handy because I took everything one day at a time. And that particular day, if I was thinking about this, I wrote it in here and I had it with me. Let's see what else. Oh, and this was towards the end. I think, like I said, there's 65 pages in this one. So I wrote my March reflections. First time I did that at the end of the month. So my reflection, I wrote down my wins, and my biggest win, my biggest accomplishment was getting my newsletter out there, and I did it. I got a lot of positive feedbacks. I was so excited. Even though I had editing as a part of my to do list, something I needed to do and focus on, I didn't, which is okay. This newsletter took over everything. So I didn't feel so bad about my edit. But what I didn't do, like I said, I wrote down, I didn't edit like I should. So that was okay. I focus on that coming into April and pivot things I need to change to be better with my time and my schedule. And that's by pre planning daily. I noticed when I didn't plan out my to do list or things that I need to do, I procrastinated with everything. So I would like to stay ahead, look at the day ahead, or get up early enough in the morning and just jot down three things that I want to do. So that's something I gonna change because I didn't do that this past 2 months. And going forward, I will use this. This is the notebook I want to use going forward. And the reason why is because this one got a little too chunky, really, really big. And I realized that I didn't like carrying something with me that chunky. It was fun at first, but I wanted to downsize and become a minimalist. So I'm going to change the whole way. Besides, this is just a discovery phase for me. I'm still learning about journals. I'm learning what works for me, what don't works for me. I'm trying different things. Um, I know what chunky feels like. I know if I had a bag, well, honestly, I do. I stick it in my bag. So I'm going to do what's in my bag video soon. Anyway, I ended this with a scripture, Psalms 91:11. God will put his angels in charge of you to protect you wherever you go. And we're living in, oh God, dangerous times, at least in my city. I swear, y'all, Houston is like the Wild Wild West. You can't even go out and drive without fearing someone's going to shoot at you or have road rage. So now, since my mom, she lives on the other side of town, it takes me about 40 to 45 minutes to get there. I have to remind myself and pray to make it over there safely because it's always accidents. It's just crazy. So I wrote that in here. And then always my favorite saying, wabi sabi, a way of living that focuses on finding beauty within the imperfections of life and accepting peacefully within the natural cycle of growth and decay. And this also helps me to see death in a different light as well, because we're not going to live forever. And knowing what my mom going through, there's nothing perfect in life. So yeah. So that is my insert, and it actually took 2 months to fill it up. Well, maybe a month and a half, not all of February in here. And yeah, what else I have? I have this vinyl cover. I put pictures of my daughters in here and little stickers. There's a picture I came across of my grandmother and my great aunts and my two youngest daughters when they was younger in here. And I have this here um, folder. And in this folder, I have insert my stickers. So I have a lot in here. Some things I may not need, but I figure, well, I was carrying this every day. I can use my stickers whenever I want to. And these are my favorite stickers. Um, I want to get some more stickers too, but this here represents all my moves, everything I'm doing right now, my current moments, and I like it. So I usually stick these somewhere, and yeah, and I've been using this here as my ruler if I need a ruler instead of carrying around my other ruler, which always sliding out the pocket. And I used my first stamp when I went to the little craft shop. They have an area where you can just stamp your little notebooks and the little craft place. Yeah. And I just have my stamps and book card and mom's card in here. And yeah, it got character because some of the ink got on the back, and I was good. That was a time that I would have been so upset trying to clean this ink out. But you know what? It doesn't bother me anymore because it has character. So going forward, this was chunky, very chunky, chunky chuck. Going forward, I decided to use this one. I had a black one, decided to restring it, put my little cherry blossom on here and my other charm of the fish on here, and use it as my catch-all because I probably will still use this one. I can put another insert in here if I wanted to. It'd be super chunky. We'll see. But I wanted to go minimalist as much as possible and just try it out for a month to see how well it works for me. Because I figured by the end of the year, once I get through showing y'all about all the different notebooks I've been trying, I should have some kind of idea what direction I want to go and what I want to use, what notebook for what. So I have two inserts in here, and I have a pocket canvas. I ended up getting two. They had this here gold color and that olive color. So I decided to use this one. What's in here? Oh, I put some post-it notes in here. And I needed this when I went to check on one of my friends a while back. This came in good handy because I wanted to leave a little note. So instead of ripping out a page from one of my insert, I had these little stickums so I can write a note and just tape it to her door. I'll stick it to her door. So going forward, I'm going to use this. Um, it's going to be my catch-all. Um, I made I saw this on Facebook and just printed it out as a sticker. So yeah, you can't please everyone, but you can drink coffee to ignore them. So I like that. And I think in here just whatever I need to write. And I wrote a list of things that I wanted to keep in here that came across my mind at the time. I want to utilize every little space in here. So I have my weekly highlights, notebooks, and perfection topics, brainstorm in my feelings. So that means I'll be doing some journaling in here. On the go, whatever thoughts on the go, scriptures, stoicism, books, stickers, doodles, brain forwards, places, memo, rants, and just have fun. So yeah, I use this here, these little decals that came with the Travelers Company. I wrote catch all. And I was playing around with book in Canva, trying to make me some business cards. And this was just for my newsletter. And I got me a little, what do you call this? A QR code. So I put it here, just my head was just going and wrote down what I wanted to do and why. I play Animal Crossing, so I was writing down some little notes about Animal Crossing, this particular island that I want to visit. And one of the uh, characters I want to bring on my island is Melba. Let's see. This is what I said I wanted to do today. Today, yeah, I just wrote down nothing formal, just whatever was in my mind. Whenever my brain is all over the place and I needed to just jot down some things, that's what I did. So for this month, I think I was reflecting on this particular week, March the 31st through April the 6th. I'm gonna focus on editing. I got my newsletter out the way, so I just need to focus on editing. And my goal is to finish edits for Act 1 for this week. And I use my stamp for over here today, YouTube video, and set up my live stream because I'm ready to start my live streams again. And I think this will be the format maybe for my weekly spread. Um, things to practice Utori for me is playing Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley and reading. My scripture for the week is Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow. God will take care of your tomorrows too. Live one day at a time. And I wrote this so many times because it's a constant reminder for me to stop worrying. So yeah, I put that there. And the books that I'm reading, right now I'm reading You Are Fatally Invited. And yeah, so I wrote that down. And what was this? Oh, and I wrote this today. Removing yourself from situations that repeatedly trigger your mental health is also self care. Protect your peace. To me, my peace is so important. So, like I said, this is all a reminder on how to become a better person for myself. And I have this here insert. I think I'm going to use this one. I was going to use it as my commonplace, but you know, it probably will be my commonplace or whatever I feel like. But yeah, I wrote Euphoria again in here and Wabi Sabi. I love those two and some more scriptures in here. This come over from this notebook. And I will probably do a little bit more on stoicism and yeah, and scriptures. So this will be my commonplace for that, which will help me along the way. Like I said, to be a better person with myself and show myself a little grace in certain life situations. So I'm also thinking if I don't carry this notebook, because it's so bulky, I might take the calendar off and put it over here. That way I will always have that calendar there. Or I can put another one in here and just always carry it, or I just may retire. So I'm not sure. But anyway, this is what I'm going to use going forward for the month of April. And I will do an update towards the end of the month of April and show you how it all worked out for me, as well as showing you everything I got from the Little Craft Shop Festival. I'm saying it all wrong. It's called Little Craft Fest. That's going to be the last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in April. All the stationery, well, majority of the stationery people will be there, but my favorite, the Travelers Company, will be there. They road trip will be here. So I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna do a vlog. I am so ready. So anyway, y'all, that's it for my wrap up for this little notebook of the month of February and March. I hope it was inspiring for you to pick up something that I'm doing, reflect on and try it for yourself. Uh yeah, so until next time, y'all, happy journaling, happy writing, happy reading, happy life. I'll see you later. Bye.